for the food for thought. Now, the spirit of mammon says, you don't need God. Trust in riches. Mammon tells us that money is the answer to our problems. We often talk about throwing money at a problem to indicate that it will be an easy solution. Can you think of a time when making more money available to solve a problem led to disappointing results? Allow God to show you the area of your life this week where mammon is trying to deceive you and rule your life. Wow. Mammon, as we heard in the previous, in the devotion, is a spirit. Money has a spirit on it. I don't know if you've heard that before. I don't know if that's new to you, or it seems strange or weird, but money definitely has a spirit on it. And I remember, like, when I was waitressing and I was just like, okay, let me get that money. And it was just always about, okay, who can I get this? Who can I get like $5 more from? Who can I get $10 more from? Or, whatever. And it was just like this. It was about me. It was about getting what I wanted. It was very selfish. And it was about taking and not giving. And, and even in, like, I was thinking yesterday as I was reading this, and it was just like, wow, Lord, there have been plenty of times when I thought, if I could just, have more money to have this or that or whatever, then I'll be good. Then I can save and I can get out of debt, which is what you want me to do, right, Lord? And so we try to justify, our feelings or our desires by, like he said, by saying, well, I could just help so many more people if you would just bless me to win the lottery. Not how he wants us to do it. And and I kind of had that a while back when I was thinking, what if I just like get a bunch of scratch offs, like get like 100 scratch offs, and I'm bound to win at least $10,000. That would be great. If I spent $100 and gain $10,000, that's great. I could tithe that, and then I could, it was just, my mind was just so like, really, Kaisha, you really just hoping that you'll be the lucky person that wins that? Like, no. And I was thinking about it last night too, in terms of my car situation and me just really wanting to pay my car note off and have no debt, because before I got the car I didn't have any debt. I was so happy about that. But God is my source. He will supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. And it really released something from me as I was reading it last night, because it made me realize that was a spirit of mammon. That I know that if God wants me to, pay this car off and be debt free from that, then he's going to allow that to happen. I don't have to say, okay, well, if I could just get, I definitely have to do my part in making sure that, like, I have other, things that I try to do, resources that I can rely on. But he's telling me, okay, don't just depend on that and say, okay, if I could just get $500 extra a month, then I can just pay that off on my car, and then I'll be good. And then if I refinance the car, then this will be, it's just me, my flesh, and mammon trying to work it out for me and think, okay, all I have to do is get the money situation right, and then I'll be good. Because before I, had my car, I was debt free, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm getting a raise, so I'll be able to save money and all of that. And little did I know that God would supply and bless me more abundantly having the car than without it. I was able to save. I was able to, have recreational money and money to give and all of that. So God is going to bless you no matter what. If it's his will, he's going to bless you. He's going to be the source that you need for every situation. And so it really released something for me to just let go and depend on him no matter what, and not depend on, well, if I just get an extra, if I get a raise and a bonus, and if I get this, then I can pay off that, and then the money is going to help me to feel better about my situation. That's just not it. And God is going to help me to feel better about my situation and bring me peace and release and calm and joy, which is what I've been desiring. Because I don't have peace if I'm sitting here trying to figure out, well, if I could pay an extra $200 a month on my car note, if I could do this and I could do that, and if I could just, work a little bit harder and get this, if I could do a little bit more overtime, then that'll be this money. It's like, stop trying to work it out on your own. Stop trying to work it out in your flesh. God is going to supply it. Trust him. That's what was released in me. So this week I'm definitely going to be meditating on that, and meditating on what I can do to just focus on God, focus on him, because I need him more than I need any money, and like it says in here, like, I know that all the money, the resources that I have come from him. they're his, they're not mine. He's just telling me to be a good steward of it. So I pray that you all will be a good steward of it. Think about the times in your week, in this week, until I see you next week, where you have allowed the spirit of mammon to overwhelm you, to take over you, to take over your thoughts, and to make you make decisions that are not of God. Think about that this week. Study it, study the word, Matthew chapter 6:24, study that word. Think about just the things that you have been desiring, material things, financial things that you think will make you happier and fulfilled. And yes, we all want to be debt free, so that's a burden or a weight that's lifted off of our shoulder. Let's allow God to do it his way in your life. Allow him to take that burden and that pressure off of you, and pray, give. One of the major ways to get a debt or pressure like that off of you is to give. I know it sounds weird, like, how am I supposed to give when I don't have it? I'm already in debt. Give. I promise you. God promises you, not just me. God promises you that he will open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough to receive it. So, just like Kent Jones' new song, I see a window over your head. Okay, and blessings are coming down. So, just allow God to speak to your heart and not mammon. Think of God when you're thinking about those desires. But be blessed. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.